Good morning, Miss Miriam. How are you?
I'm very well, Leah, and nice to meet you again.
Nice to meet you too. So, do you mind just, I guess, describing your job description or talking a little bit about what you do on campus?
Okay, so my name is Miriam Maina. I work at the middle school office, and my work is um, to support the middle school office team, beginning with the principal, the assistant principal, the counselor, the teachers, and the students and the parents. It's a very exciting place to be here.
Awesome. So, I've spoken to a lot of teachers from the high school, the middle school, the elementary school, just about their transition to VLE and working with students. But I guess as an assistant, can you speak about your experience transitioning to teleworking and how that's impacted you?
At the beginning, I must admit that it was a little bit difficult
Mm-hmm.
because when you work in the office, your work is a lot of interaction with your colleagues and the students, the parents. So that was a bit difficult now trying to communicate via emails where you don't have that direct contact.
Mm-hmm.
But I suppose like everything in life, you adjust.
Mm-hmm.
And I quickly adjusted, got into a routine and tried to stick with it at the same time trying to parent my children.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. So then, next question. So what have you been doing to keep yourself mentally stimulated?
So I love to exercise. I take some walks. I live very near Karura Forest, so that's very helpful. I'll go there occasionally, not every day, when time allows, depending with how the day has been. But every day, at the end of the day, there's something that I like to do. I like to knit.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been knitting a lot since when you're working in the office, that's something that you don't get to do. And I like to read a lot. So that has kept me taking care of myself, just that little bit. Yes.
Okay. And I've been exercising daily and trying to get out and do things like maybe I don't go to Karura, but I do spend a lot of time like running within my compound and that sort of thing. But I'm just
Yeah.
wondering because I know for me that exercise has significantly helped to maintain my mental health. So for you, do you feel the same?
Yes, completely. If I don't exercise or do something,
Mhm.
sometimes when I cannot go to Karura, my kids introduced me to an app called Fitify or Fitbite,
Mhm.
which is about 23 minutes. And I use that when I cannot go to Karura. And
Okay.
it helps a lot. At least it keeps you some of your energy levels up and get the bad hormones out. Yeah.
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
I guess next question, you mentioned that you had children, and
Yes.
we spoke earlier, and you have like a wide age range between your kids, I guess. So just
Yes.
how have you been, I guess, connecting with your older children, and then for your younger children, what have you been doing to make sure that they stay on track with school, they're mentally stimulated and physically active, and all of that good stuff?
That's good. That's a good question. So, as I mentioned earlier, I have five children
Mm-hmm.
between the age of 20 and 8,
Mm-hmm.
and all those different ages have different needs.
Mm-hmm.
But as a family, we established like a tradition where we meet every day at about 6,
Mm-hmm.
talk about the day, and then pray together, and then move on.
Mm-hmm.
But for each one of them, they have their different needs. And most of the times I'll try to spend some time, at least not some time with each one of them differently,
Mm-hmm.
with their needs. Because I have 3 boys and 2 girls. The girls are the older ones, and girls we can sit and chat. Boys we chat while probably walking or doing an activity together.
Mm-hmm.
But then the best part is that we occasionally play board games, which
Mm-hmm.
keeps us at least happy and have some fun together.
Okay. And do you plan to continue this sort of, I guess, structure through the summertime? Because I know that the summer holiday is a bit longer than usual.
Yes. Yeah, that's something that we tried to work on, that now with the having to spend more time at home with the family, all of us together, we tried to establish a routine that we're going to be able to carry on, even with the break or even after we go back to our normal lives.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's very nice.
Yeah.
And then I guess, how have you been connecting with your other like family members? I guess because I know for me, like all of mine live like 7,000 miles away from me. So just WhatsApp, that sort of
Yeah.
thing. So if you have family that's, I guess, living closer to you or further or what have you, how have you been connecting with them?
Okay, so my mom lives in a different part of the country, not as far as your parents or
Yeah.
your relatives do.
Hmm.
So I call her every day
Hmm.
and we chat, we talk on the phone. I can do a WhatsApp video call just to see her because
Hmm.
now with the confinement, I cannot go to see her as often as I used to,
Hmm.
which could be like every other 2 weeks.
Hmm.
And then I have siblings in Nairobi.
Hmm.
Those ones we do Zoom calls. We occasionally pop in a little bit, although we try to do our social distancing.
Hmm.
But it's nice to connect. And then with my friends whom I cannot see as often, we do some Zoom calls. But one thing I know I try every day is to try and at least call one of my friends.
Hmm.
Yes.
Okay, same here. And lastly, do you have any tips that you'd like to give, I guess, parents or your colleagues or anyone in the ISK community, or pieces of
Uh,
advice?
okay, just probably one or two is that now that we have more time probably at home because there's less time spent on traffic, just like for me, I
Hmm.
try to do the things that I have not had a chance to do, like to develop my hobbies. I like to embroider, I like to knit, and I like to read. So I'm taking advantage of this time to be able to do that. But most importantly, is a chance for us to connect as families because we are all home together. For most of us who are able to do that. And
Okay,
those who can't, probably is a good time to spend more time with your family, even though it means making that WhatsApp video call or Zoom time. It's just time for us to connect. Yeah,
okay. So thank you
yeah.
very much, Miss Miriam, for your time and have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Leah. Thanks for your time and for interviewing me.